Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday,
Tuesday.
Weekly Watch Report on Tuesday, Weekly Watch Report on Tuesday. I said Tuesday the whole time.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't mess that up at all.
Honestly, it was a good combination. It was like a transition from Monday to Tuesday.
Slowly
For all those people that are also confusing today with Monday,
it was a transition.
Yeah.
It was like, oh!
that was actually a creative choice we pre-planned.
It was a joke. I was just joking. It's obviously Tuesday. Gotcha. So I've been rewatching The Challenge.
Yeah.
The old seasons.
Yep.
Matt's never watched The Challenge before, but he's been watching the new season with me. So I'll rate that first.
Okay.
Battle of the Eras, all three episodes.
Oh, yeah, right,
because we haven't ranked the other ones. All 3 episodes, Battle of the Eras, season 40. I'm going to give a B+. It's really solid.
I agree.
I would give it an A, but I don't want to jump the gun too early. I'm going to give it a B+ because I think there's room for it to get even better. So I'm going to give it a B+. He's never seen other seasons of The Challenge. So he's very into this, but he doesn't know the people.
Yeah.
The
He doesn't know the
background.
backstories.
So I was like, fuck it. This weekend, let's watch some old seasons of The Challenge. We started with Rivals 1, and then we are going in order from there. So
Okay.
Rivals 1, I think, was season...
I was going to say, what season is that?
21 or 22.
Okay.
And then the one after that is
Only
Battle...
20 more seasons to go.
Right. It's a lot. And then Battle of the Exes.
Yeah.
We watched those 2 seasons this weekend. Starting on
Great
Thursday.
seasons.
So, you know...
And it was a long weekend.
Yeah, it was a long weekend, okay,
It's
guys?
a holiday weekend.
So Rivals and Battle of the Exes, both fantastic seasons in my opinion. I will say, though, watching it back, it's fucking crazy because I don't know how half of what was happening was allowed on TV. I'm like, oh my God, the things they're saying, the things they're doing, it's insane.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I guess that was I want to say early 2010s of when that was happening. But the seasons are insane. The gameplay is insane. The physical, so much more dangerous. They do a lot of dangerous challenges now and a lot of challenges that require a lot of endurance and physical strength. But some of these challenges they were doing were just straight up dangerous because I don't know if they were safety protocol.
I was going to say they probably didn't have the level of
they didn't have the level
of safety measures that they have now that
exactly.
they did.
So you're like, oh my God, they're getting punched in the chest, coughing up blood, but they're going to continue the challenge.
Yeah.
It's just insane the shit that was happening, but really good reality television, obviously. There's just one part of it that genuinely breaks my heart to watch, and if I start tearing up, I'm sorry, but I like CT and Diem. It just is so sad. I feel so bad for Diem. Just people who haven't watched the challenge or don't know what I'm talking about. Diem unfortunately lost her life to multiple battles with cancer back in 2014. And she had an on and off relationship with CT, and these two, they fought like animals, but they also supported each other endlessly. The way that CT was pushed Diem through, and Diem always had this positive energy to her and just a great spirit. It's really hard to watch. Just because you just feel so bad for her. But she was such a fighter. She pushed herself through these insane challenges after battling cancer time. And she had multiple battles with cancer. And unfortunately, it came back and took her life. But just the way that she pushed through these challenges was just so incredible. Really just very inspiring. But incredibly sad to watch back on. But... I'm enjoying watching the seasons back, and watching with somebody who's watching for the first time is always exciting. His face has been on the floor. His jaw's been on the floor the whole time. He's like, "How was this on TV?" He's like, "What? They're just physically assaulting each other at every chance they get. The things. It's madness. It's true madness. But I'll give both of those. I don't know. It's hard. B plus.
Yeah.
B plus all around.
That's
you
fair.
know, just crazy, just
That's
absolute craziness.
Yeah.
But really, my week has been pretty much consumed with the challenge. I don't think I watched anything new. Obviously, like some reruns of things, the classics, but nothing new.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like you just said, you clocked 2 seasons.
Yeah. So not much room for much else.
Okay. I watched the absolute jaw-dropping cliffhanger ending to Emily in Paris Part 1.
Part 1.
Episodes 4 and 5. I'll give him a C. I mean, it's like, once again, it's a C, but like an A+++ on how absolutely ridiculous it is. I reposted this tweet that just summed it up so perfectly. I'll read it. It said, I would give this season of Emily in Paris 1 million, I think it's 1 million, out of 10 stars. Absolutely bonkers outfits, no plot of which to speak. I don't think anyone who wrote the dialogue has spoken to a human person. Emily should be in prison for life. I need more and I need it now. It's really, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Emily has seemingly gotten the man that we've been waiting 4 seasons for her to be with, but
Part 1 though.
it is only Part 1, and you know something's gonna happen.
Of course.
They always got a trick up their sleeve. Emily
They
in Paris.
do. And Emily is always doing something stupid. So, finished Part 1. Can't wait for Part 2. I think Part 2 is like kind of soon. By the way, I forgot to bring this up as a topic, but I'm sure we'll find out more when the actual episodes come out. Crazy Selling Sunset drama. The new season comes out the end of this week. And Chrishell, I feel like it's been Chrishell, and then I want to say some of the other girls have been posting, like they got the screeners for the season, and they went off on social media, like about Nicole. I think it was Chrishell, Chelsea, and maybe somebody else, but they were like posting like on their stories, just like tagging the production company, being like, I'm never doing this, like I can never be in a room with this person again, like all aimed at Nicole, because I guess Nicole allegedly brings up some rumor about Emma, that Emma was maybe having like an affair with a married man or something like that, like. And they're like, this is so damaging. How dare you say, like, baseless lies? All these things are tagging the creator of the show, like everything, like really, really pissed. Because I guess they didn't know that Nicole had said it on air or something.
Damn.
And then they never gave Emma a chance to address it within the season. Now it's all off. Crazy. So that's coming out the end of this week, which I'm excited for, because I'm still a Selling Sunset apologist.
There's some good shows coming out this week. Tell Me Lies is back
Tell Me
this
Lies.
week.
And how about that new Netflix show?
The Perfect Couple,
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman, that's coming out.
Great promo, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoever did their like marketing, smart moves. They've been doing like Page Six, Dumois, like posts, like acting like they're like real people and the gossip. So that's smart, because it got my attention. I was like, what the hell? What show is this? The challenge episode 3, I'll give that a B+ as well. House of the Dragon episode 7, I got one more left.
Hey, we're caught up because I never watched the finale.
Trudging along. Yeah, I gotta watch the finale. Episode 7, I'll give a B. You know, it's still good. I've been watching Hard Knocks. I love Hard Knocks. Some seasons I jump all in and watch all of them. Some seasons I just miss completely.
Hard Knocks is something that's on my TV.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily like paying attention to every second
Yeah,
of it.
absolutely. Totally fair.
I'm not the one putting Hard Knocks on.
Yeah. I'll give Hard Knocks like a B-. Like it's good, but it's once again, it's also kind of like maybe later in the night, like, oh, let's just put on something we're not really paying attention to. Hard Knocks, but it's been good.
Did you see they're releasing? I don't know if it was on Netflix, but they followed 5 NBA players all of last season. Like LeBron,
I didn't know they're
Jason
doing an
Tatum,
NBA
like,
one too.
Yeah, like I forget who the other 3 were.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
I mean, they clearly have the market for it. And then I watched the Untold Sign Stealer Netflix documentary about Connor Stallions with the whole Michigan sign stealing stuff. I thought it was very interesting. Very interesting. Very well done. Dave's in it. But it is. I thought it was really good, and I don't follow college football that closely. Like I'll watch college football on the weekends, and I know like the major storylines and whatnot. Knew Connor Sound, like knew the surface level of this story, and the documentary obviously went way deeper, which I thought was really interesting. I'll give that a B+. I thought it was pretty good. And I finished all Claim to Fame. That's how I spent my Thursday night. Like I didn't really watch too much this weekend. Like I said, I watched a lot of U.S. Open, a lot of tennis. But Thursday night, I was like, I just binged the whole rest of Claim to Fame till the end. That's another just mindless summer reality television show where I can't say I was a big fan of the guy that won. He was pretty brutal. Happy for him, family, wife and kids. You win 100,000. It's a lot of money. So happy for him, but I thought it was a good season though. Like it was a little more diabolical. I said this already. Like people were teaming up, making moves, moving a little shadier. And some good celebs, some good big names mentioned. And it's always, and you kind of have to have it be like there's a lot of either kids who are maybe much younger than their parents had kids when they were older, or cousins, nieces, nephews. Because sometimes when it's like siblings, the family resemblance can be fairly strong. So it's like Jamie Lee Curtis's nephew,
right?
Somebody that you would never, like Marlon Brando's grandson. Like there was some good ones. I'll give it a C+.
Yeah, it's a casual watch.
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch it every season. I'm gonna enjoy it. But it's not like holy shit, you gotta watch this.
But it's a good watch.
Exactly.
I forgot Only Murders. I'm gonna grade B+. The first episode of season 4.
Yeah, that's everything I watched.
Okay, I watched the last 2 episodes of Bad Monkey, 3 and 4. Still good. Like it's actually getting better. I think I'm just more into it now.
I watched Vince Vaughn's Hot Ones the other day.
Oh,
it was
really?
good. He just did it because he was promoting the show.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good show, and it's just like I said, Vince Vaughn being Vince Vaughn, like doesn't really get old. I'll give that a B+. I watched Casino for the first time. Martin Scorsese. I don't know why I had never watched it. I just always, because it had the same actors as Goodfellas, so I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be as good as Goodfellas. So like, I just never did. But I put it on. It was also like 3 hours, of course, but I mean, obviously, it's incredible.
Yeah, right.
And it's not. I don't know why in my mind I was like, it's gonna be so similar. Like, it's not. It's
not.
It's pretty different.
I've never seen it.
And like De Niro's like a very different character.
It's a very different movie.
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
It's just
Casino.
like all the same actors and the same director. So
very different premise.
Yeah. But very good. Like, I'll give it a B+ just because it's not one of my favorite Scorsese movies I've seen, but like it's Scorsese.
Still really
like,
good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I watched Tour de Pharmacy. Have you ever seen the movie 7 Days in Hell? It was on HBO. It's Andy Samberg. It's like a joke. It's basically so that reminded me because I started seeing clips because the U.S. Open's happening. It's so funny. It's Andy Samberg. 7 Days in Hell is Andy Samberg and what's his name from Game of Thrones? Jon Snow. What's his name?
Kit Harington.
Yeah, Kit Harington. And it's basically just like, it's a mockumentary about like them having the longest tennis match ever. And it's just so funny. And then I didn't realize that they made one of those for the Tour de France. So I watched that and it's not as good as the 7 Days in Hell, in my opinion.
Is it the same people?
It's Andy Samberg, Orlando Bloom's in it. But like, there's a bunch of cameo. John Cena's in it. Like, but it's just so ridiculous. And it's just like one of those hilarious, it just feels like yeah, it's just Andy Samberg.
Yep.
But I'll give it a B+. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Watch this movie, Greedy People. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It came out this year. And Himesh Patel. Lily James. Good. Honestly, it didn't get, like, great reviews. They say it's a comedy mystery, which I guess, like, yeah, it's more funny than anything. But it's, like, these 2 cops. And it's just, like, kind of a ridiculous story. But I actually very much enjoyed it.
It came out this year?
Yeah, it came out this year. Honestly, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt doesn't really miss for me that much.
I was
feel like
actually
everything
gonna
he's
say-
in-
Fantastic actor.
I was gonna say you are a JGL fan.
I am. I mean, he
Who's
like
not?
He's
Yeah.
in everything. He's good in everything. Did you guys ever watch Yesterday, the movie?
Yes.
About the Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah.
Because it's funny because Hamesh and Lily James are a couple in this movie too.
Yeah.
Which is like just
Oh.
like random, but Lily James, I was saying, is like one of those actresses. She's like so good, and I feel like I'm like surprised she's doing like she has like a small role in this, and I'm like, I feel like she's above. She was good in it, but it's like I
Maybe
feel like
she doesn't
she
feel
like
like she's above.
Yeah, maybe she just liked the premise of the movie, wanted to be in it.
yeah. I watched Trap. Have you guys seen?
No,
No.
don't know what that is.
Oh, you've definitely seen the trailer. It basically like this whole concert they set up as a trap for this one like serial killer.
I don't know. I've not
Wait,
seen
you
not
haven't
seen
seen the
it.
trailer? It's like
No,
trailers running
no.
every day. Like it just is
Nope.
so ridiculous. What's the guy's name? It's just like such a ridiculous premise. It's M. Night Shyamalan. But
I don't think I've
Josh
seen
Hartnett
one.
is the main guy, and it's Kid Cudi's like it's just the most ridiculous.
I don't
movie.
think I've seen one thing
You
about
haven't?
this.
No, I've been seeing
everywhere
one thing.
TikTok, everything. I can't
No.
get it. So I was
No.
like, fine, whatever. No, they basically like the premise is Josh Hartnett and his daughter are going to this like concert, like this pop star that people are obsessed with, and the whole concert is just actually just this trap that they know he's coming, and once he's in there, they're gonna get him, and it's just so bad, and it's like the most corny bad movie at every turn. I think Tommy. I've read like
Doesn't really
Tommy.
sound like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
No, it is. Like if you saw the trailer, you'd be like, "Oh
Oh.
yeah." Like, I think Tommy Smokes wrote something on like Twitter. Like, there's so many times where you think this movie's gonna be like over. You're like, "All right, it has to be over," and it just keeps going somehow. It's like how that gets an F. It was so bad.
Wow,
I
that
think, I've
bad.
seen like
Damn.
mixed reviews where it's like this is so bad that it's good, but like this was so bad,
It's just bad.
it's just bad.
Just bad
It's just
all
bad.
around.
Yep,
Um,
it's just bad.
That could be because I saw so many clips on TikTok that it was just like not new to me. But this another bad movie, Something in the Water. Just a classic girls getting eaten by sharks in the water.
Classic shark movie.
And it's just so stupid and bad. Like it's just one of those movies where like every wrong decision that the characters can make, they make.
Yeah, of course.
And
then they get eaten
like,
by
they're
sharks?
all
Yeah,
getting
you're like, don't
eaten.
go in there, and they go in there.
And it's so funny that all these shark movies are like pretty much the exact same thing. Like, I'll give that a D- just because
Oh, this
the
one
shark,
just came. This one was
Something
a
in the
new
Water.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, not as bad
that's
as
the shocking thing is that they keep making these horrible, like stuck in the middle of the ocean sharks
they
around.
just
it.
think that
And
they're gonna nail it. You know.
I don't even know if they're like this is gonna be a good movie. They're just like
I don't know why do they
People are
keep
gonna watch
making
this.
these.
because people like me will eat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Ooh, eat it up.
But most of this week I've been spent watching the show Industry on Max.
With Kit Harington.
Yes, although I
Yeah.
haven't reached the part where he's in it yet. I'm like halfway through season 2 and he's still not in the
So
show.
what do you think about the show? Good?
I like it. I think that
I was just talking about the show this weekend, and it had the people I was with were like, "Oh, it's great until it kind of becomes like a soft porn." That's
I was about
yeah.
to say like it basically is. Like
Yeah.
Oh.
there's a lot of like sex scenes
It's a lot.
in this.
Yeah,
like a
apparently
lot.
it's
Which I didn't know going into it, but it kind of makes it's
But I'm not opposed.
No, I'm just saying like it's not why I started watching the show.
yeah.
Did you guys ever watch The Newsroom?
No.
It has the same atmosphere of like everyone's in this high intense like intensity office and like there's all these office romances and all this stuff and like power but like it's entertaining and the acting's good and I'm more like actually I don't really know a lot of like it's like the stock market. Like I don't actually know like what they're talking about. I'm like I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm more invested in like the characters themselves
It's
and
like
like their
Suits.
relationships. Yeah, it's like Suits
Yeah, right.
and The Newsroom. I'm surprised you guys haven't watched The Newsroom.
I've
I
seen
know.
like
I never have.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final thing I have on here is Blink Twice. I went
What
to
did
see
you think?
What'd you
it.
think?
Really good. I liked it.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, I went to the movie theater on Sunday morning. Little matinee.
Wow, Sunday matinee.
Yeah, I don't really go to matinees that much, but I was up and I'm like, you know what?
Why not?
And it's
Yeah.
a little cheaper for the matinee.
Hey, got
you get
yourself
to say,
a deal.
You get to say you're going to a matinee. Like,
Yeah.
sounds cool.
And normally matinee is like, noon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because it was like 10 a.m. when I saw it, but it said matinee on it.
Yeah,
I guess you went to the matinee.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think of like Broadway
matinee.
when like the Wednesday matinee is like the 12:30 show.
You went to the matinee.
Thank you. But no, it was really good. Like, I was pretty much captivated the whole time. I usually judge like when I'm in the theater, like how many times do I think about checking my phone, and I didn't really do it that much. And yeah, I feel like this movie was. They're not too similar, but like I was thinking about Don't Worry Darling, and I'm like, this is what they like wanted their movie to be. Zoe Kravitz was like great director, like I think this is her first movie.
Yeah, it is.
Channing Tatum's really good. And I really like didn't see certain things coming. Like I was surprised.
Some twists.
Yeah. And it's not because I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, like this is like White Lotus or like this is like that. It wasn't really. It's just like if you're gonna say it's a rich guy on an island, like that's been done, like Knives Out or whatever. But
right.
No, I would definitely recommend it. I think you guys would.
I'm definitely going to see it. I keep saying that, but I definitely will.
It turns out to be like more intense, and I think there's like more underlying meaning to things than I expected it to be. I also didn't really know that much about it going in, but it did like get really intense at points.
Zoe Kravitz has talked about like the more
like,
meaning behind it.
Like you can definitely see that.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I've been ranking the past two. Industry, I'll give a B, and Blink Twice, I'll give a B as well.
Nice. Okay, I'm interested. I definitely am going to see it.
I want to see it too.
It's also like
to see it.
Perfect. It's an hour and 40 minutes. I think like that's just a
perfect.
That's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie time.
Anything over 2 hours, I'm like, oh,
it's a good movie time.
Long.
It just feels daunting.
Right. All right. That's everything we watched this week.